morning. Nice sunny day today. It's been raining overnight, so the ground's very wet, very muddy in places where I am just now. Today I've come out really to have a bit of a mooch around, see what I can see. I'm not doing an overnight, I'm just travelling light today, and I'm looking for pigeons, or evidence of pigeons. I'm looking for rabbits or rabbit holes and squirrels and small prey, because that will become apparent later in the video. So I've just, I don't know if you can hear in the background, but I'm just following a river, a little, it's not even a river, it's more of a stream, but quite a large stream. I'm just going to follow that up now for maybe another mile or so, and then I'm going to be visiting some woodlands that I have permission to use, and just a general look round really. I've brought a flash from me today and a couple of chocolate bars. I would imagine that I'm going to be doing 6 to 7 miles, something like that today. Got a new camera bag that I'm testing out. I'll show you that later on. Like I say, I'm travelling light. It's nice and sunny, blue skies. I don't think I think this morning there's 12% chance of rain, but I don't think that's going to happen. So come with me now, and we'll have a look round together. Okay guys, so what I've done is brought a pair of binoculars with me. These are just National Trust ones. I think you get them free when you join, although I'm not a member anymore. I think they're 80/30s, and what I'm doing is, up ahead, I'm just scouting around the trees, the treetops, in these openings like this. If you can see behind me, I've just come out of kind of the brush, if you like, so I'm pretty well concealed. So primarily the binoculars, one, I can see further, and two, I can scout out the trees, the lay of the land, without even, without getting too close. So I'll go like to the next bit now and use my binoculars again, but so far just here I can't see anything. I can see what appears to be bird droppings on a tree, so that might suggest that that is that's either a lay-by or a service station there. And I'll explain what that gibberish means a bit later on. Okay, I've just stopped because I heard, just as I approached this bit, a flatter of wings in this, either this tree here, this one here, or somewhere in this general area. I've got the binoculars out, I couldn't see anything. Could be a pigeon, or it could be a crow or something like that, but pigeons, once you get used to the noises they make, apart from the cooing that they make, the wing flaps are quite heavy, so they're quite easily recognisable. So I would say I'm 99% sure that it's a pigeon, but what breed of pigeon, I'm not sure. So just noticed on this tree here, the berries are very ripe on this hawthorn. Yeah, so maybe when I move a bit further up here, then it might appear. Now, just on this little section here, I'm going to have to take an alternate route round the other side of this fence, because once you get round this corner it is probably knee deep in mud all year round, so I reckon there's a spring or something nearby on the hill maybe, but it's pretty unnavigatable most days. I've even seen it thick with mud even in the height of summer. When it's boiling hot, it's still mud. I've got walking shoes on, my leather ones. I was going to put my wellies on, but you can't really cover any distance with wearing big rubber wellies. So yeah, I'm going to take the alternate route. The thing is, guys, the more you get out, the more you'll know the lay of your land, and you'll know things like that. A bit of local knowledge goes a long way. So let's continue. Okay guys, I'm just not looking for birds and small mammals. I'm also looking for future wild camp locations as well. Some nice blackberries there. Yeah, so we're just really having a mooch around and see what's about. You know, the birds chirping in the trees, but sound like tits or small birds, so not really any good to me. But it's always nice to observe them. Just have to be a bit careful. It's a bit muddy. There's the stream down there. And the other thing is everything's quite well hidden at this time of the year, because obviously the leaves are still on the trees, although they're just beginning to come. Stop there. Well, what's in front of me? Has it gone? It was there a minute ago. A pheasant. Let's see if I can get a bit closer without spooking it. Two pheasants over there. Might just be able to see them in the undergrowth. And that's exactly the footpath I'm going up, so I'll just leave the camera rolling. See how close I can actually get to them without them bloody running off. It's a bit hard. There you go. Well, there was two there. There's one still there. Just see it there. Right in the undergrowth. Yeah, so that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. There you go. That one's just gone over there now. Once they're spooked, they can't half move pretty quick, pheasants. Obviously I'm not in the right attire for stalking or anything like that, especially with this big brim hat on. And alright, I'm in drab colours, but really you need to be creeping about, not making any noise. So yeah, okay, we're just going to continue on down here now, and I'll bring you back in a minute. Okay guys, so I'm just following a bit of a dirt road, and all around me I can hear buzzards, I can hear pheasants in the background. Looking at areas like this, see if we can see any rabbit holes. Just having a general good look round. I've spooked one buzzard already, it's flown off, couldn't get it on camera. So I'm just going to follow this road up, and then probably in about an hour I'll be at woods that I'm allowed to use. Now I might visit both of them. One's quite far away, so I'm not sure if I can make that one on this journey. See what time it is when I get to the first ones, and take it from there. It's a lovely little walk. Like I say, all the leaves are just beginning to come off the trees. We're on the 9th of October, So, well, for one, we're well into pheasant season, or just, sorry, not well into it, but pheasant season started, so that's a good thing. Yeah, it's very hard to be stealthy and keep quiet, especially when you're on mud and you're slipping all over the place. That's why I put these shoes on. I didn't really want to use my wellies, because wellies just make a terrible noise, in my opinion, when you're walking in. I just saw with the binoculars 2 wood pigeon further ahead of me. But I think they've gone now. There you go, what's that? Somebody just dived under there. I would imagine it's a pheasant, could be wrong. Couldn't really see it properly before it disappeared. So as you can hear, they know I'm here, letting off alarm calls. A couple have just taken flight, and I'll get a glimpse of them anyway because of this mound that's in front of me. Just nice and easy, nice and quiet. Now I think we've scared them off. But they was just through there in all that scrub. So I just saw them there. There's about 4 altogether just on this corner. Just where I'm stood now, just on this corner. I spotted them down there. I'll put the camera away actually, because I'm approaching the village now and there's nothing really to see there. But I just spotted them, so if I didn't have the camera on me, I could have got quite close to them if I wasn't messing around with the camera, trying to get them on video. But as you can see, folks, I'm seeing a lot, pheasants especially, but I've seen wood pigeon. I'm just going to try and talk a bit quiet to see if I can creep up on them. Yeah, so I've seen wood pigeon, no rabbits yet. But like I say, I'm coming to a village. I'm going to put the camera away, so I'm coming to a village. And then just after that village, I'll be near one of my woods, so hopefully we'll have a mooch about in there and see what we can see. I just spotted a squirrel. Where's he gone? And the battery's just about to go. That's bloody typical. There's some lovely looking sheep. I haven't seen that breed before.
No doubt my friend Sue would be able to tell me what they are, because she rears sheep and takes them in when they're injured and on the last legs. There's another one over there. Beautiful little creatures, as opposed to the normal fluffy white ones, or not so white in this case. Just to give you some idea of how far I've come, that over there, the outcrop, my village is underneath that, so I've come all the way through here and I'm at near my woods now, so there's a fair few miles there, guys. Some big bloody mushrooms there. Follow a line all the way round and even up there. I don't know what they are. Let's see if we can get underneath there. It's got gills. Oh. So like I say, guys, I don't really touch mushrooms, but there's some more down there. Right, I'm in the woods that I'm allowed to be in, and it looks like, for some reason, I don't know why, but Forestry Commission are doing some work here. I don't know what's going on there. Gamekeeper's not told me anything, so right, we're just going to be a bit stealthy here, because I'm hearing stuff now. Someone running in the background. Wow, it's changed. The last time I was here was on the primitive cooking video that I did, which was a year ago. So yeah, they've obviously been doing some pruning. Nice bit of sap there, guys. Yeah, so there is a road that goes through here, well, kind of a road. It is used by mountain bikers and walkers and horse riders and all kinds of stuff. But at this time of the year, it's unlikely that this time of the day and the week, because it is a Monday, it's unlikely that anybody's going to be about anyway. But like I say, I do have permission to be in these woods. And I'm bursting for the toilet, so I need to find somewhere for a latrine. And then we'll have a cup of coffee and have a chat, I think. Wow, how things change, folks. They are obviously harvesting. And all the way down I can see log stacks all the way down the road. Looks like they're harvesting the pine, and the beech part of the wood is kind of in that general direction. So we'll go find somewhere to sit and we'll have a bit of a chat. Like I say, it's been over a year since I've been in these woods, and last time I came to the woods it was autumn, so there was no leaves on the trees or anything. So it'll be interesting to see the beach area with with its canopy on, basically. Right guys, I'm going to battle my way through all these tracks that I made in the mud, and I'll bring you back in a bit. Can't beat a nice brew. Wow, is all I can say for these woods. Forestry Commission's been in, as you've seen, started harvesting. There's only one problem with that, is the mess they leave behind. Most of the stuff they leave behind, apart from the big logs obviously for collection at a later date, a lot of the stuff they leave behind is live stuff still. So you can't burn it, you can't get it off the ground, it's just littered everywhere. It's a bit bad really, and I've had a good look round and I'd be hard pressed to find somewhere where there's a bit of a clearing, to be honest with you. I'll get a splinter there. Yeah, so why have I been looking for pigeons and all that, small mammals and things like that? You've probably guessed. I want to add hunting to my repertoire, if you like, of wild camping and bushcraft. Gives you, if you can forage for food, if you can find berries and things like that you can eat, you still need some kind of protein, either fish or some kind of meat, for those meat eaters out there. I know there's a big debate over, people have different varying opinions over hunting and what have you. For me, I'll be just taking for the pot. I'll be looking to kill the animal as humanely as possible. So I've been doing a lot of research over the last few days about humane kills and what to do when things go wrong, etc, etc. I'll do a more in-depth video when I start hunting, about some of the do's and the don'ts and things to look for, things to look out for. Like if I was to shoot, say, a bird, then I need the bird to land when it's dead, to land where I can retrieve it. There's no point in killing a bird and it's landing on some property or somewhere where you can't get access to it. I know that Max will probably flush birds out and what have you for me, but I'm still in deep thoughts about that one. Anyway, so choice of weapon, choice of tool, if you like. I personally have gone for a catapult or slingshot, whatever you want to call it. It's not arrived yet, but I thought I'd just do a recce of, where I'm allowed, and I've already got permission off the gamekeeper and the landowner to do some shooting. Small birds and small mammals, small game really. Things like rabbits, squirrels, pigeons. There is other duck, there is other birds and things that you can kill and take. Some of them are in, some of them are what we call in seasons. I have seasons where you can do it, and
summer, all year round, etc, etc. But it's a very dense topic to talk about just on a video like this one. So yeah, like I say, I'll be getting a catapult. The ammunition I'm going to be using is 6mm steel balls, marbles, and 9mm steel balls. So I've got 3 different types, so I can test out which is the best for me, which is most suitable for me. And also, before I even think about going trying to kill something to eat, a hell of a lot of practice needs to go in. So I need to get some practice in. Like I say, I've done a lot of research on the laws, what you can and can't do. There's very for a catapult, the laws are very sketchy, because it's still treated, the catapult is still treated like a toy, even though some of them can kill or even maim a human, for example. So yeah, so if you're thinking about getting into hunting, guys, to add it to your repertoire of what you already do, then I suggest that you do as much research as you can. Look on YouTube, look on government websites. gov.uk is one of the good ones. The British Shooting Association, there's information on there. There's forums, but I tend to stay clear of forums, because it's just people chatting about the subject, or whatever subject it may be, and they're just chatting about it, and that's just their opinions at the end of the day. So what you need is good concrete facts, so that you know, one, that you're going to keep within the law, and two, you're going to know more about what you're going to be doing. So yeah, so that's why I've come out today. And as you've seen on the video so far, I'm beginning to spot things that are potential. However, on that part of the video, I couldn't have shot any of that legally, because that is on someone else's property. I don't have permission. Although, having said that, if you're on common land, this is another area that you need to look into. I think, as far as I can remember, if you're on common land and you shoot something on common land, that is yours. It's fair game. However, that particular, if you do it on a footpath and that particular footpath goes through private land, that's another issue. But like I say, I've come to my woods. I've come to one of them. I don't think I'm going to be visiting the other one, because it's 1 o'clock today, so it's cracking on. I need to get back. Max hasn't been eating. He seems alright in himself, but I just want to get back, keep my eye on him. He needs a good walk, he needs to get rid of some energy to make him want to eat, I think. But that can be part of the breed of the dog. With him being a Springer Spaniel, sometimes they are grazers. So anyway, fingers crossed, nothing serious is wrong with him. Anyway, so I need to get back for him, so I'm not going to do the other woods that I wanted to do, which I have permission for, just to see what's about, what kind of quarry's about and what have you. So yeah, so that's what this video is about. I don't want to ramble on too much. The other thing that I wanted to test today was my new pouch, primarily for the camera. I've got a pair of gloves in there. As far as the bag goes, yeah, I like it. One little thing that I found, it would be nice to have a draw cord through there, so I might make a little, might modify it myself so that this can, the top part of the bag can be closed up, because I think as it is with that down, and they only give you this bit of nylon, which I don't even think is waterproof, to protect the camera, then I think that water will find its way in if it's raining. So I might just put a little drawstring on there. But as far as the zips are concerned, it all seems pretty bomb-proof. Mind you, I've said that about other bags in the past and they've been a load of crap. But yeah, so far it's doing its job. I like it. When I'm not using the camera and just out on my own, not doing any videoing, I could use it as a foraging bag, a dump bag or whatever. They are, well, I think this one's off Amazon. They're about 10-12 quid, they're not very expensive.
and I think they're classed as or called a drop down leg bag or leg pouch. So if you wanted to get one of them, just put that into whatever, Google or Amazon, whatever, and they'll pop up. So yeah, I primarily got it for this camera. The other bag that I brought with me today, which had my flask in and it's got my coat in, because I didn't think it was going to rain, I only brought a light jacket with me today. This is actually, there you go, it is a military bag, British Army, and the original purpose for these bags was to hold a bladder, a water bladder. And at the top, although I've sewn it up along the top there, you can see that used to be open, and the bladder used to sit in there, and the pipe used to come through that bit there. Obviously, this bit would be for keeping your soap and what have you in. It served two purposes. One, it was a water carrier with a bladder system that you could drink out normally, and the other thing is it had I didn't actually buy the bladder with this bag because they were selling these off at £1. There was loads of them in the army, surplus army store, so me and my mate got one each. But they came, the bladder systems came with a great big nozzle, a shower head basically. That's what it was, and that would stay in this pouch as well. So you could turn the bag upside down. It's got a handle there, so you could put it in a tree, and actually gravity would turn it into a shower with the shower head. But like I say, I've sewn it up. I just use it as a day sack, or when I'm not carrying too much, like today. I've only got my little foraging bag in there, my coat and my flask, a couple of chocolate bars in there. That's about it. So that's that bag. If you want the whatever number, I don't even know what these numbers are called, but there's a pack number to them. There it is. If you just pause the video now, you could have a look and maybe get yourself one of them if you fancy it. Yeah, so I'm really surprised at the woods. I really am. Like I say, I'll be hard pressed to find anywhere that's really useful. But I can do that on another visit. Spend a day here, maybe have a good scout round. But they haven't left a mess. But that's the nature of the beast, I suppose. Yeah, so there we go. Hopefully they don't do it to my other woods. I can't see them doing it to that one, but you never know. Anyway, yeah, so that's why I've come out. Hope you've enjoyed the video, folks. Like I say, the catapult's not arrived yet. It should be here tomorrow. I've got some more ammo coming as well. I've got some 6mm stuff already, so I can get straight off the bat practicing. But I've got some other ammo coming. Like I say, I just want to try all three. One thing you can't use with the catapult is stones. Stoning animals to kill an animal is illegal in the UK, so you can't use pebbles and stones and things like that. Okay, shit if the fan, then use whatever I suppose, because no one's going to stop you. But the reason I've gone for a catapult rather than an air rifle, I mean, I've had a crossbow before now. Crossbow's nice, got loads of power, but even the local archery club wouldn't let me use it on their ranges because their insurance just would not insure them because of the power in them, because that's a longbow club, so they wouldn't let me anywhere near, really. So I got rid of that. I mean, I spent a lot of money on it, doing it up with, it had laser sights, it had telescopics, the amount of arrows I bought for it, or bolts should I say, it was just, I probably spent about 100 and odd quid on about 130 quid on the crossbow itself, a Jaguar it was, and then I spent probably another 100 quid on accessories, but I sold it and I got my money back for it, so that's not, I'm not too worried about that. Air rifles I've had in the past, didn't really want to carry an air rifle around with me because they're big, they're bulky, some of them can be quite heavy, especially when you've got all your gear, camping gear, bushcraft gear, whatever on your back as well, and it's a dead giveaway to what you're doing. you know, when you have it in a gun bag and you walk down the road, people automatically know what's inside there. So if you get nosy neighbours and what have you, it could be an issue. You don't want the police on your back. So a catapult, yeah, for close range, just let me, yeah, still recording. Yeah, for catapult, close range stuff, I wouldn't say anything, for me personally, nothing over 10 metres at the moment. Even the pros struggle at 20 metres to kill outright. Yeah, so 5 to 10 metres, so you've got to be fairly close. So your field craft will come into play doing that. Yeah, catapult, it's nice and light. You can stuff it in your bag. There's really no laws about carrying them in public, although it is down to the police officer if you do get stopped. Could be classed as an offensive weapon. But again, if you're not an idiot and you cooperate, the likelihood is that the charges will be dropped. If you can, you know, if you can prove that you're on your way to somewhere to do some shooting where you're legally allowed to do it, that kind of thing. Oh, I've got a frog in my throat. Yeah, so you can just stuff a catapult in the bottom of your rucksack, whatever, in your pocket, and away you go. And it's still got the power to kill small animals and prey, small stuff, small game. So yeah, that's why that's what this video is about, and that's what I'm doing. I do know that, like I say, I do know there's a big debate over hunting, but I always say, well, if you're a meat eater, look, just because it's in a nice polythene packaging doesn't mean to say, you know, kind of, you know, you need to get your morals kind of right, in the right place. You can't dish someone for doing it in the wild where it's sustainable. And then you've got, on the other hand, supermarkets mass producing meats, the quality's not there, they mass produce it, the conditions what the animals live in aren't particularly good, and it doesn't even look like an animal when you buy it because it's in nice polythene packaging. So anyway, I'm not gonna bang on about that too much. Right guys, so I'm gonna get off now. I've had a bit of a brew. I wanted a cigarette, but I've left my papers at home, so that's typical, isn't it? Oh, there's some birdies up there. I think the crows. There's quite a few of them. I don't know if you can see that through the trees, but there's a few of them. Yeah. So the other thing is, make sure that you ident your birds properly. But when I do a hunting video in the future, then I'll cover all that as well. So I've just had a walk out today, really, a bit of a natter with you, and I've got a day off work. Well, in fact, I've got quite a few days off work at the moment because we're shut for a week. So just come for a wander, really. Right, guys, I'm going to wander off now. Put all my gear away. Have a wander down. Well, I'm going to attempt to go down there. It looks like it's full of ferns, bracken, and brambles, if I know this woods, but there's a footpath down there that takes me back to the main road. So I'm not going to say ta-ra just yet. I'm going to see what else is about and do a bit more video if possible, and then I'll round stuff off at the end. Views of the North Wales coast opening up as I walk back home. It's a rill just down there. Right guys, so I'm nearly home now, and just walked for about 1.25 miles along the main road. And when we're walking along main roads, I never really look up. I don't like the sound of the cars really whizzing past you, so I'm always looking at the ground, and being the opportunist that I am, I look out for these things. They're well, this one's a 30 grammer. They're balancing weights for car wheels, Most cars have trims on them, but some of them still have the old-fashioned kind of rim, and these tend to come off if it's a poor parking that the driver's done and they rub their rim of the wheel along the curb. These tend not to fly off as people are going along, but yeah, that's where I usually find them, along the edge of curbs. They've got a nice hole on them there, and what I keep them for is fishing weights. Usually just get a knife, pry that open, then you've got a point that you can either tie line to or put a swivel on or whatever. So that'll be going in my fishing kit. And coincidentally, just as I was talking before about catapults and what have you, yesterday one of a friend's neighbours gave me a fishing rod, fishing reel, and a whole box full of tackle. Mainly coarse, but there's a little bit of sea fishing in there, sea fishing stuff, and they even give me some boilie bait, some boilies. So thank you very much for that, Miss Tammy. I think she watches my videos sometimes. Yeah, so I need to now get a rod licence. I've done sea fishing before. I've done coarse fishing before, but many years ago. Again, I'd probably invest in a hobo fishing rod, a telescopic one. Right, well, I'm nearly home now, so that's going to be the wrap for today. Just coincidentally talking about, sounds like there's an alarm going off somewhere. Just coincidentally talking about, I said earlier on in the video about I saw a bit of bird poo on a tree, and that could have been a lay-by or a service station. With wood pigeons, they tend to fly in what's called a line of a flight line, and these flight lines can go for miles. Along the flight lines, it's just like a road. So it'll have bypasses where the birds rest. Obviously, it'll have stop-off points where there might be food close by, maybe a favourite bush of theirs or something with berries on, that kind of thing. So that's why I said that before. So I'm going to conclude the video now. Thanks for watching, folks. Please like and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, press the bell icon wherever it is, somewhere down the bottom. Click that, receive notifications from my channel then. Thank you for the subscribers that I've already got. I much appreciate you viewing the content, and it spurs me on to do more videos. And thanks for any new subscribers. I'm not sure what I'm up to just off the top of my head. I did say I was going to do a giveaway. I think it was for 200 subs, but I think I've gone over that now. So I will do one very soon, a giveaway, and I'll get that organised and things like that. So until next time, guys, I'll see you all on the next one.